I don't know if you guys can hear it, but this amazing town that we're in, Covington, Tennessee, has a live band going on tonight, and it's just like 2 blocks down from our house. They have it every Saturday. It's amazing. If I wasn't doing this workshop, I would legit go down there. And actually it goes till 10, so I might. So, welcome to day 4 of the Mindfulness video content workshop / challenge, because I am challenging you to get out of your comfort zone and create some content that's really going to make an impact, going to call in followers or potential clients, grow your social media, and also it's a really phenomenal way to heal. I'm not gonna lie. One of the most healing things I've ever done for myself was starting a solo line business. So, I'm going to make this as quick as possible, okay? Humans have a very short attention span, and I hate when a course creator or a mentor takes forever to get to the point. So, today's day 4. And on day 1, we talked about embodiment and visualization. On day 2, we talked about the strategy and the structure. I also shared with you guys a little bit about my story. I gave you a step process to step-by-step stop negative thoughts and begin to rewire the nodes of your brain and your DNA and that amygdala, right? So today we're going to step in, jump right into the exact strategy that I use, as well as a little bit more into the energetics. Let me see who is here with me. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Drop me a comment, whoever's watching. I can't see it, I'm sorry. So yeah, today we're going to go over my exact strategy that I used, particularly in the beginning. I'm seeing now that I have gained momentum, and so... Carrie, is that you? I see that beautiful fairy picture. Yeah. So I have started to gain momentum, and I actually just last night had 3 people. I had 15 new friend requests, and I had 3 of them agree to hop on a call with me right away and said hey, I've been following your content, I love your content, and they reached out to me. So that's the point that you want to get to, but it does take time. So I don't always do the 4 to 10 videos a day. It depends on what I'm launching and what season I'm in, how I'm feeling, you guys. So I really want you to tap into that. So the strategy that I use, besides deciding how much money I want to call in and getting really clear on what that looks like, how many clients I need, what the pricing, packaging, offer is, all of that stuff that we talked about and talk about in my master's class. Decide and get clear. Make sure that your goal is realistic, okay? If you are saying that you want to hit a certain number in your business or you want a certain amount of calls, make really realistic goals for yourself. Don't go out and say you want to book 200 calls a week, okay? Because that's probably not going to happen. So, oh shoot. 1 second, guys. All right. So, when I'm creating content, and particularly when I am creating events, there's a lot of coaches, and I learned this from a phenomenal coach. Don't worry about setting the dates and the times and the schedule. So when I first set out and said we're going to do the mindfulness challenge, you guys notice I didn't actually set what time of day I was going to present those. And actually in my next challenge, I'm going to probably not leave a set time at all. But usually I don't have a set time for what time I go live. I literally, when I do a workshop, I just do like what feels soul aligned to me. And so the same thing goes with our content posting strategy. So when we're thinking about posting your 3 to 10 pieces of content that we talked about, you can actually post any times a day. It doesn't really matter what time of day. And what I have found is that you might find that your soul aligned clients are online at a certain time of day, but you're actually not going to find those numbers out and be able to even track that data. Sorry guys, I'm just turning off another. Uh-oh, sorry about that. I did not mean to leave the screen. Where was I at? So, you'll be able to use Facebook's tracking system for content creation. Once you get out there, once you start posting, you're going to see what times things perform better. But it really doesn't matter so much about the time as long as you guys have like the basic structure for the rest of it. So let's talk about posting and reposting content to other platforms. Remember on day 1 when I talked about don't focus on being on every single platform at once. That's okay, Carrie. Love you. This is actually for video content creators, but love you for watching. You can totally watch the replay. So when we are reposting, number 1, I don't suggest trying to be on every single platform at once. Once you have a massive following, it takes nothing to start like a Pinterest or a YouTube and just start recycling your content over. Recycling content is basically like snipping it, editing chunks out of the video. Like for example, I might do a training for my private VIP students, and then what I can do is I can download that like 30-minute 1-hour video, and I can take sections of that or sound bath. Like really you want to keep it 5 to 15 seconds for Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts. So you can actually edit chunks out of larger things and repurpose them and create new content with those. This is the secret to hitting those 3 to 10 numbers a day without actually having to record those. And there's a lot of content creators out there who are burned out because they're creating brand new fresh pieces of content every day. I don't do that, you guys. I have pieces where like once a month I'll record a longer thing and then I chunk that out. Another thing, we talked about Facebook loving original sound, but another way to make original content is, number 1, your voice is an original content. Your voice is original sound. It can never be duplicated by anybody else. So that and your actual, like you getting on camera is always going to perform number 1. But when you don't feel comfortable, like maybe in the beginning, if you don't feel comfortable, or if you want to mix it up and you just get bored with that, you can add a new sound like a voiceover, or like we talked about, like in Facebook, you want to use Facebook's sounds. You don't, like when I create something in TikTok, remove the watermark, move and upload it to Facebook, I will generally change the music or change the sound to the Facebook offered version, so that you can get past that copyright thing. So I don't always stick to using hooks. I don't always stick to the 4 E's that we're going to really dive deeper into tonight. But this is pretty much the strategy that I use, hit or miss. So we have the visualization. We already talked a lot about that. And I really, in the beginning, had to tap into and think, like, what would I do with this extra money? Because money isn't necessarily something that gets everybody excited. It gets me excited. I love money, but some of us have to really get creative with that visualization process. Like, what are you calling in? So I set my intention and get really clear. We talked about batching content. So not only can you snip and cut content, larger content, into reels, shorts, and TikToks. And I don't talk about Instagram a lot, you guys, but Instagram is included in the content creation thing. I just personally don't love using Instagram, but it is a great platform, and I do have an Instagram, and it is established. So you can repost using trending hashtags. Don't forget to remove your watermarks. I was just channeling like all this stuff today and wanted to make sure that you really get it clear. We talked about your voice being original content, and if you don't feel comfortable, you can mute the sound and then add a voiceover of your own. So tonight we are going to talk about the 4 E's of content creation. And basically, if you are doing any one of these 4 things, you guys, your account is going to grow. You are going to see that needle move. So the very first one is that you entertain them. The next one is that your content educate, excite, or get them engaging. And so we talked about the popular hooks. There's actually quite a few hooks that you can use, but I gave you guys just 4 really simple to use ones that you can just cookie cutter and then add in whatever your niche is, okay? So entertain, educate, excite, or engage. Write that down. These are the 4 E's of social media marketing, and they're the same across the board. So if you take a mentorship with another coach, you're definitely going to hear those. And maybe that's repeat for some of you guys. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're having any aha moments, or if this is repeat information for you. So something else that we're going to go over today is external and internal marketing. For those of you who maybe are already serving clients and are wanting to add social media marketing to your reservoir and your spiritual toolbox, internal marketing is your social media. And this is really for your clients who are already in your vicinity. So you can think about social media being like your inner circle. And this is also, so your Facebook stories, your lives, your Facebook posts, your calls, your Facebook groups, etc. Your external marketing, and actually you want your internal marketing to be about 20%. Write this down. You want to be focusing about 20% of your time and energy on your internal marketing. This is for your already people. Your external marketing is your public speaking, your podcasts, your print media, and even sometimes like your reels and your YouTubes can be considered. But your external marketing is that stuff outside of your social media that really calls people in. And you really want to be focusing in the beginning on 80% of getting your name out there. So that's like getting on speakings, creating longer content, things like that. So once you get some momentum going, you really, a magic number that you want to see in your business is to be about booking 3 new clients a week. It can be hit or miss, obviously, but that's like a really good number. You can obviously book more than that, but for me, I don't always book 3, but it is like a hot week, and you're gonna really see 2 to 5% conversion on your audience that will buy off of you on social media. So Facebook actually tops that list. They come in at 4.7%. Next is Instagram, then Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube, okay? And Facebook actually pays their creators the most. They pay about 40 cents per 1,000 views. I want to say I heard that YouTube and TikTok pay like 1 cent per every 10,000 or something. So you can imagine that Facebook is one of the biggest payers. And majority of the clients are on Facebook, but all of them are amazing educational platforms. So I want you to think about revising your original light body coding, okay? Because money is truly our natural energy yield, and I believe that money is a vibration, and we simply need to tap into it and get into alignment with it. And so it doesn't, you don't wake up and become a millionaire. You have to kind of like inch your way in. And so it starts with like being able to serve and hold space for $30 offers, and then maybe you are ready to go to $97 offers, and then $4.97 offers, and $5.97 and $9.97. Okay, and so you have to really do the work. And everybody started at 0. Everybody started with 0 followers. Everybody started with 0 clients. So, and a really beautiful activation that you can consider is just telling yourself that you're preparing to focus on your internal riches before all, and that money is good. And in the hands of the right people, money is good. And I want you to change your thinking. I know some of us struggle around this, and this work can truly be life-changing. You get to make the rules, you get to do what you want, but you have to put in the work, right? Like, you have to show up, you have to make the videos. Jessica can't make the videos for us. I can empower you, I can lead you to water, I can give you the strategies and the tools and the tips, but you've got to make it happen for yourself. You've got to move the needle. So, it is uncomfortable, and the reason that it is uncomfortable, Sophia, stop. My daughter's sitting right here, and for those of you who are going to do hashtag replay, Mom's recording a video right now. Mom's recording a video right now. Please don't interrupt me. No, we can't. Sorry, you guys. So we have been conditioned. Why is it uncomfortable? Go in the house, please. You need to go in the house. Thank you.
I want to go concert.
Why is it uncomfortable to step into our power? We have been conditioned to spend money on things that are material things. And so when someone says, you've got $10,000, you have to spend it on a personal development program, that sends the insides. Sarah Sophia, I want you to go in the house, and I'm not going to ask again. Mom's working.
Go on concert.
No, we can't, because you're not being respectful of my time. I am so sorry my kid is being so disrespectful right now. So when we are committed to being our best version of ourselves, that's when the growth happens. Okay? And personal development is huge. It's actually number one when we are committed. When we are doing the work, we vibrate differently. And I have people tell me all the time that I am different, and I'm like, not apologetic. So I want you to think about what the perception of money was from your mother and from your father tonight. I want you to think about what were the stories that you grew up with. For me, my dad would always say, money doesn't grow on trees. And so I always had this like scarcity and this lack and this like there's not going to be enough and I have to work really, really, really hard for what I have. And so what happens is that we actually block ourselves from receiving abundance when we are implementing these codes. So I ask you tonight to go into like an investigation station, okay? And I want you to really get serious with yourself about what you're attracting, and you have to do this because if we don't do this work, what we are sending out there is going to be what we call back in. And so, for example, in the beginning when I started my stuff, I was receiving and calling in clients who couldn't afford my program, and they were stuck in lack and they were stuck in scarcity. And so I had to tap out of that, and I had to get really clear about who it is I help and how I was going to help them. So it's really all about shifting our consciousness. It's about shifting our consciousness. And what are your 3 top values? And I teach this and talk about this all the time in Meditation 101, my private clients hear it until they're blue in the face, and they will tell you, how do you spend most of your time? What are you putting your energy into? Money needs to be valued, okay? If you're doing this work and you're putting yourself out there and you're creating content, you've got to have an idea of what you're going to spend that money on, or you're not going to be able to hold it. So you want to tap into, what is the change that it facilitates? And if we don't value money, money is not going to value us. So what was the perception of money from your mother and father? I want to see a video around this light code. I want you to share it with your audience. I want you to share it in the groups that you're in. You can talk about, the stories that you grew up with. And I want you to see the difference of how these videos that I've assigned to you this week are going to shift your audience and call in and really like put a stake in the ground. Like, here I am. This is what I stand for. This is what happened. This is my story. And I'm owning it, okay? And that's all these next 5 days are about, is shifting that and calling in your divine abundance and your potential, you guys. So I love you. You guys mostly are going to be watching this on the replay, so #replay. Let me know your aha moments. Let me know what your biggest takeaway from tonight was, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow for day 5. We're going to be wrapping this all up and tying it together, and I can't wait to see your guys' homework. So have an amazing time creating this and a wonderful night. I will talk to you soon.